Hi everyone, this is Niki Rowland and today I have a layout for Shimmerz Paints. I'm using the March Color Kitz and that contains 5 colours of Shimmerz paints as well as some gold tinsel and a pack of dots and this exclusive cut file that says Hello Sunshine. So I'm going to use all of those products today. So I'm starting off with a sheet of marshmallow for my background, and I wanted to use a piece of pattern paper. Now this is something I don't often do when I make mixed media backgrounds. I don't often put my mixed media onto pattern paper. It's quite a rare thing for me to do. So I thought I'd give it a go. You know, what's the worst that can happen? You know, end up having to throw it away. It's only a piece of paper, so it's all fine. So I'm going to use the Pinkfresh Studio Some Days collection for this layout, and I love this piece of paper for the background, so I have cut it, stuck it on, and what I also did was I covered it in clear gesso, and that was just so that my paper wouldn't get saturated with the colours, yeah, it's much better once it's gessoed, most definitely. For those who don't know, gesso is like a primer, so what it does, you can buy white gesso or black gesso, or I have clear gesso so that when it dries you can't see it at all, whereas with the white gesso you can still see some of the white colour. Obviously it would paint over my pink stripes as well, so that would be no good for this. I have used clear gesso, completely covered that piece of pattern paper, and now it's something that I can paint on, and I can blot the paint off if I want to. It kind of makes it almost like a waterproof surface. I mean, not quite, but almost. So that's what that is. So I've just sprayed directly onto my layout with the fabulous pink Lemonade Vibez that's in the March Color Kit. Now this is a new colour and it's really lovely. It's fast becoming my new favourite colour of Shimmerz sprays. It's really lovely. I love the fact that I can just spray it directly onto my layout and have all this beautiful colour. I've also sprayed the background with Goldie Lox Shimmeringz. Now Shimmeringz is a very light, pale spray, and it basically just gives a sparkle effect on the background or anything that you've sprayed it on. It's not very strong, it's quite subtle, which is lovely. So I've just got this lovely shimmering gold layout in front of me now. You can't see it too well on camera, but in real life it looks really, really pretty. So as well as those 2 colours, I've also added some other colours from the colour kit. So the other 2 smaller pots, so the 2 Inklingz, actually there's 3 Inklingz, but I've just used 2 of them for now. So I've used Garnet and French Twist, and I've used those, applied those with the packaging technique and used a paintbrush as well. So that is my background. I've done 2 large areas, one over on the left and one at the top right. While that's drying, I have dried it a bit with a heat tool, but it just needed I've blotted it a bit and they're going to leave it to dry for a little while naturally. While that's completely drying, I'm going to backfill this cut file. So Hello Sunshine is the cut file that was exclusive with this month's March Color Kitz, and I have cut it in white and I am backfilling it in a woodgrain pattern paper. So I've cut those in advance, and the letters I mean, and I can just literally stick them on. In fact, I just did actually cut them slightly too big, which is a bit annoying because now I have to trim them. But that's okay. I will get that sorted and just trim them round with my scissors. Okay, so that's looking a little bit better now that I've trimmed those excess pieces, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour in or paint the word hello, and I'm doing that with the other Inklingz in the kit called Blew My Mind. What a great name. Now this particular kit, all the colours in this kit have a gold base, so I don't know if that makes sense to most people. If you haven't used one of these colours before, you might not really get that, but basically the blue, for example, has a gold shine, and the pinks have a gold shine, so they're really, really beautiful. If anyone who loves gold, I definitely recommend this month's March Color Kitz, because the undertones of all of the colours are this beautiful, lovely, shimmery gold. You can see it there. Yeah, anyway, I painted the word hello with the Blew My Mind Inklingz, and now it stands out way better than what it did when it was white. So that's a definitely a good thing there. So now my background is dry and my cut file is done. Now I can start assembling my layout. So I have a single photo, and I'm going to mount that in just a moment, but I want to figure out what embellishments I'm going to use and where exactly I'm going to have my embellishment clusters. So my plan is to have one around the photo. I was thinking of building up the layers around the flowers at the bottom, and then of course a cluster over at the top right where the other area of mixed media is. So I'm just going through the ephemera I have from the Some Days collection from Pinkfresh Studio, and I'm just building up lots of flowers, and I love the lemons. The lemons are great. So I'm building up flowers and lemons around those two areas. And at the bottom there I've just put in an extra flower, and then I'm now going to stick down my title. So I'm fairly happy with how everything is looking, and I'm going to start getting things stuck in place. So that title itself has been stuck with foam pads, and that's actually, it's not quite stuck yet. I've just put the foam pads on, but basically I wanted to raise it up, but everything else under the photo wasn't quite stuck down yet. So I'm just going to sort my photo out, mount it onto a journaling card, and then I can get that stuck down, and then I can start sticking down everything else. So at this point I thought I might put some more chipboard frames, and I had these large circle frames in my January hip kit, and I just thought they would be ideal because they're kind of a wood colour, and I've got some wood grain in the pattern paper in the Hello Sunshine cut file. So I thought I'd bring those in and use those to house my photo, you know, create an area for my photo to sit on. So that's what I've done there. Now my photo's going to sit there, and then my beautiful mixed media and the gold from the Goldie Lox Shimmeringz all just shines out from behind it. So it's all coming together nicely. I just need to get my clusters stuck down and get my title stuck down, and then I can go ahead and put some other bits and pieces on the layout as well. Okay, so as part of this March Color Kitz, we also had a pack of 3 dots. So I have added all 3 of those. They're all perfect for this layout, so I've gone ahead and used all 3 of them. So there's a light pink one at the bottom that says free, one next to the photo that says dream, and one at the top cluster that is some pretty colours, that gold and green, and has got crosses in the middle. And then one of the other things that came in this kit was a pack of gold tinsel. Now we had this for the December color kit, but in silver. So this is the gold equivalent, and it's totally awesome, and it's great for like summery photos because of the color. So and it's perfect with this kit because of the gold undertones in all the kits. So I've just applied some glossy accents around the side of my frames and around the flare badge, the dots at the top, and I have just sprinkled that glitter on top, it's not glitter, it's tinsel, and it has just stuck in the places where I had put the adhesive. So that looks great, just gives the layout an extra little sparkle, a lovely little extra shiny effect. I really like how it looks. So now I'm just adding in some bits and pieces. I've got some Bramble Fox perspectives that I want to pop in place, so I have put some geotags, and because we're away on holiday in this photo, so that really works. I've added a camera, and I have added some little hearts as well. So I've got a yellow one and 2 open green ones or turquoise ones. So I can just, those colours go perfectly with my kit, so I'm just going to get those all stuck down and in place. And I'm just going to finish off with a few sequins. So I have gone for a mix of 2 different sets of sequins, melon ball, which is like pinky colours, and then citrus twist, which is all yellows, and they are from Spiegelmum scraps. So I've just sprinkled both sets of those in 2 areas, one at the top right cluster and one at the bottom left of the photo, and I'm just going to get all of those stuck in place now using glossy accents and my paper piercing tool. So just move the sequin out of the way, put a little blob of adhesive down and then put it back in position. So that is how I do that, and they just give a bit more sparkle to the layout. I love Spiegelmum scrap sequins because they are so sparkly and pretty and just lovely, beautiful colours. So that is what I have done there. I'm just getting those all stuck in place. I'm pretty much finished at this point. So once I've got all those sequins in place, I'm pretty much done. I need to put some journaling in. One thing I forgot to mention I did earlier was once I had finished all of my mixed media, my paper had warped quite significantly. Now I'm talking about the paper, not the background cardstock. So what I did was I just ran the two edges through my sewing machine to stick that back down. So that solved that problem for me, and the layout is pretty flat actually, considering how much mixed media went onto this background. So just handwriting in my journaling there. Of course I've got the stripy lines, so that's perfect place to put my journaling, and that's me done. So thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this layout and have been inspired to use this March Color Kitz. It's really lovely set. I really love the colours in this one. Don't forget that if you place an order via the Shimmerz website, put my name in the comments to receive a freebie. Hurrah! Thank you so much for joining me. That was Niki Rowland for Shimmerz Paints.